What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Forging the New MCU. This is a series where I break down each project in my own Marvel movie universe that I covered in a series of live streams with myself and Marvel Mad. I can link them below so you can check them out. And today I'm going to be talking about the kickstart to Phase 2 of my saga called The Cosmic Saga with Doctor Strange. Before I get started though, make sure to subscribe and like this video and share the channel around so other people can perhaps kind of get in on this franchise if you think they would enjoy it, and I'd really appreciate it. So as usual, I'm going to go over the synopsis to this project, which is Stephen Strange grapples with his role as Earth's Sorcerer Supreme when the malevolent Dormammu, a formidable interdimensional entity, threatens to engulf reality in eternal darkness. Battling nightmarish creatures and bending reality itself, Doctor Strange emerges as one of the Marvel Universe's most powerful heroes in a journey to save existence from Dormammu's terrifying power. So, as you can tell, he's already the Sorcerer Supreme. With this being the established universe in this franchise I've created, Stephen Strange has already gone through his origin. He's already adopted the role of Sorcerer Supreme. So he's gone through all his training. He's gone through the whole thing with the Ancient One. He's gone to Camartage, he's done all of that, and now he's just basically keeping reality in balance and kind of stopping any magical threats. So in this movie, obviously you can tell from the synopsis that Dormammu is going to be the villain, and Dormammu is arguably Doctor Strange's nemesis in the comics. So I really wanted to bring him into this because, yes, we saw him in the current MCU, but not in the way that we really are going to see in this. So in this, Dormammu is going to be his actual physical form with the flaming head, big shoulder pad type outfit. He's going to be an actual physical form, where in the current MCU he's more of like a celestial figure in the dark dimension kind of thing. So in this, he's trying to kind of take over this reality, this dimension, and engulf it in darkness with power from the dark dimension. And Strange has to kind of pull together his skills, his knowledge of all the magical aspects to being the Sorcerer Supreme, and use that to his full power to try to stop Dormammu, because Dormammu's a super powerful figure in the comics, and this is where he's really going to shine as a villain. I think he might be one of the most intriguing villains that I have in this franchise. So in this, obviously it's going to be the whole thing of Strange trying to stop Dormammu. There's going to be the whole threat of this world is going to be, it's going to end basically if Dormammu takes over. And with this, he enlists the help of Wong, his, kind of assistant with the Sanctum Sanctorum. He's also a very skilled sorcerer. So the two of them kind of work together to try to stop Dormammu's forces from coming to Earth in this reality and try to set it up for Dormammu's arrival. And eventually there's going to be the whole battle at the end, Strange versus Dormammu, a huge scale reality bending battle. Obviously in the current MCU there's those visuals, and in this you're going to get that kind of again. And in my head I've kind of visualized it as it's very inspired by the original Steve Ditko art, the very abstract and complex art style that is probably going to be the influence for how these places look. The Dark Dimension is a very unique, and there's all these different kinds of art styles that kind of pop with those kind of magical elements. So that would be kind of the visual inspiration for this. So obviously at the end you get the whole full battle between Strange and Dormammu. Eventually Dormammu is defeated, but before Strange casts this spell to imprison him with other dangerous magical entities that have been around for, forever, Dormammu mentions that he's been teaching someone some ways of, dark magic, dark sorcery. And Strange takes this into account and realizes that if Dormammu's passed on some of his knowledge to someone else, then bad things are going to happen. So Strange is kind of worried at that fact. So he imprisons Dormammu in this other dimension where the other dangerous beings have gone, and Doctor Strange and Wong are solidified as the pillars to the fantastical and magical side of the Marvel Universe in this franchise. The two of them are two very unique characters, and they're going to have an influence going on later on in the franchise. You'll see when we get to that, but it's very exciting that this is a new side to the Marvel Universe that we haven't really tapped into in the current MCU, yes, we've got 2 Doctor Strange movies, and I guess kind of WandaVision taps into it a bit, and Agatha will kind of tap into that as well, but the whole magical side of the Marvel Universe is one that hasn't really been utilized to its full potential, and in this, you kind of get that, push that this is going to be something going forward. And in this saga, it may not be as prevalent as some of the other kinds of genres that might be featured in this, but if I were to continue this and I have a rough idea in my head, the magical side would carry on in a big way. So that is what I'm gonna have to kind of figure out if I was to continue this, franchise and create a new saga. But for this, they are very important going forward and play a big role in the finale to this saga. And for the post-credit scene, Stephen is in the Sanctum Sanctorum and a portal opens behind him. And because he, obviously established universe, he knows of people that could do that, but immediately he's like, this is a hostile. So he goes into battle stance, he kind of gets his, magic ready. And before he kind of strikes, Reed Richards and Charles Xavier emerge from the portal, and they offer Stephen a position on their Council of Heroes. Obviously, this was teased back at the end of the X-Men movie back in Phase 1, where Reed is meeting with Charles to discuss planning a Council of Heroes for, future threats that are a worldwide, global threat. These heroes are kind of leading this council to kind of combat that. Obviously, you could kind of tell what it's leading up to. Again, I'm not going to name drop it because it does come into it later on, but now you have Reed Richards, Charles Xavier, and Stephen Strange on this council, and more maybe, enlisted later on. Alright, so that is Doctor Strange, the opening to Phase 2. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments below, and make sure again to subscribe, like this video, and share it around if you enjoyed. Again, I'd really appreciate it. And make sure to check out the next video, which will be The Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.